Good morning, everybody. It's Jeff DiVeronica and Steve Bradley. And much like the delays last night for the weather, we had a bit of a delay. It wasn't weather-related. It was car-related. But we are here. We are ready to roll. The Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. We got a big game to talk about. McQuaid 22, Aquinas 21. An hour lightning delay last night. A little bit over an hour. And a lot of games are pushed to today. So we'll give you today's schedule. We're going to talk with Julia Zigrossi today, the two-time Section 5 golf champion. We're going to talk from Mercy and her coach, Julie Odenbach, are going to join us. And, of course, we're also going to talk some Churchville-Chili boys soccer, the hottest team in Monroe County, unbeaten in 11 straight. They're 11-2-2, and sectional brackets start coming out this weekend for boys and girls soccer. But, Steve, we're going to start talking about last night's big game at St. John Fisher, 2,500 strong, about 800 to 1,000 watching on Varsity Media, which is where I was watching, of course, because they do such a great job. But a big win in the big rivalry game, the 64th overall, and now it's Aquinas with their lead is trimmed to 40 to 24. 4 straight win for the Knights, and it was a great game.
It was, Jeff, and big games don't always live up to the hype. Both teams came in 6-0, had been pretty much on track all season and circled on the calendar, and back and forth, came down to the last minute. Gutsy call by Aquinas coach Derek Annechino to go for 2 points, go for the win at the end, and tons of respect for him making that call. We want to absolutely ask him about what went into his mind and why he did that. And then huge credit to McQuaid, too. McQuaid made the plays that it needed to make down the stretch. John Mahar, the quarterback, showed great leadership. And, everybody's saying it. Wouldn't be a surprise, even a high probability if these two teams meet in the Class A final in 4 weeks.
Yeah, 7-0 now for the Knights and 6-1 for the Little Irish. Aquinas took the lead 6-0 and 12-7 this ball game, and McQuaid showed that resilience. A lot of these guys have been there before, but some new leaders. We're going to have one of those new leaders on in a little bit. John Mahar, their quarterback, who ends up having the winning touchdown scramble. This was a pass play that he turned into a 7-yard touchdown run, and that happened with about 2.5 minutes to go. Aquinas gets the ball back. Looked like the drive was, they had about 2 minutes to go, but they had a couple big pass plays. One, Mikal White hit Terrell Richards for the big gainer. The big gainer, and Jaleel Johnson, too. But, this game had a lot. It had turnovers. It had kicks that didn't go the way they wanted. But we're going to bring on Coach Derek Antacino right now. And also we're going to talk with Coach Bobby Bates and John Mahar in just a little bit right here on our specialties hotline. But this is, of course, our Pittsburgh Pub game of the week. But let's bring on Coach Antacino. You see him there. Coach Derek Antacino, I know it's a loss, Coach Antacino. But first, welcome. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate. We're a little later than we wanted to get going to you here. But thanks for coming on to our specialties hotline. But what do you take away from this ball game? It's a loss. It's a really good ball game. But what do you take away from what you guys can learn from this moment last night, Coach?
Oh, we definitely learned that we can play with the best team in Section 5. And that's really good to know at this point in time, especially as we move into the playoffs. McQuaid has been great the last 3 years, and they've become the team to beat. They've become what we were a couple of years ago. And right now the bar is set with them, and we're working hard to try and get back to that point.
So, Derek, I got to cut right to the chase. Will Benjamin, a 9-yard touchdown catch with 1:29 left. You went for 2. Mad respect for you doing that. What was your mindset, and why? When did you make up your mind that you were going to go for 2 if you got that touchdown?
As soon as we got the ball back, I told Dan Pincelli, the offensive coordinator, when we score, we're going for 2. Just so that he had his play selection ready. I mean, my mindset, the kicking game has been struggling a little bit. We're the underdog. I mean, although it was a neutral site game, we're the road team, and let's get out there and let's shock everybody and hopefully win it. And I got to give Zay credit; he made a great play on the ball.
Yeah,
I mean, big-time players make big plays. Zay Collier is somebody we'll be talking about. But so your guys made big plays too, Derek. I mean, Will Benjamin, 2 touchdowns, fantastic all night.
He threw the first punch, 42-yard touchdown run to give you a 6-0 lead early in the second quarter. McQuaid comes down. Jaleel Johnson with a big pick. You know, that was a great momentum swing, too, for you guys, is McQuaid gets a big pass play, and then the next play, it was a 37-yard pass to Zay Collier. The next play, Mr. Mahar, I don't think he even saw Jaleel Johnson, an interception. You guys get the momentum. But, again, this was a counter-punching game. McQuaid comes right back, and they go add 7-6. Your defense, I thought, played well. It bent, gave up a couple good plays, but what makes McQuaid so tough to defend, Coach?
You know, I mean, Coach Bates and their staff, they do a great job with everybody. You know what I mean? They're a good coaching staff. They don't make mistakes. They rarely shoot themselves in the foot. I don't know if last night they turned the ball over a couple times. I don't know if I've seen that all year from them on film. You know, they're a good football team. They're well coached. They got some good athletes running around, and and we didn't help ourselves in some cases with field position that we gave them. So, you know, we definitely have some things to work on if we hope to see them again in the finals.
And Derek, we know that you were with your team at the facility at Aquinas this morning. What was your message to your guys as you put last night behind you and then start building towards what you hope is a run to a sectional title?
You know, I just told them, first of all, the guys aren't here. I gave them the day off. Just the coaches are here. I told them, the sun's going to come up tomorrow, which it did, although it's raining. I told them that they have nothing to hang their heads about. Everybody played their butts off, and we did the best that we could last night. Sometimes in life, the breaks aren't going to go your way, and we didn't get too many breaks. But you also have to make your own breaks. You can take a lot away from a loss and turn it into an opportunity to get better, and that's what we plan to do. This is a fantastic bunch of kids. They stay connected with each other. They love each other, and that's what we're going to go with. We're going to keep pushing hard, keep getting them to keep working hard. Our ultimate goals are not gone by any stretch of the imagination. This is a lofty place to coach at. Our goals are to win sectional championships and state championships. And that's what we shoot for. So those goals are still intact for us. This is one regular season game, albeit, when you play McQuaid, everybody obviously, wants to win the game, but, they work hard, they're coached too, and they're a good program. So, we're just going to keep plugging away at it, and our kids work hard and we'll be fine.
Well, you held it off. Your defense held an offense that was averaging about 40 points a game to 15 points until the last couple of minutes of that ball game. And I think that your defense certainly showed what it can do against, like you said, the best team in Section 5. Last question for you, because we're going to go to these guys in a minute. But first-year starting quarterback John Mahar throws a nice ball, very cool under pressure. The scramble was like a Tom Brady-like scramble. Like he's looking to pass the ball. And he's like, oh, look, I'm going to run this thing in for a touchdown. How impressed are you with that young man's poise in the pocket?
You know what? He does a great job. He really does. He does a great job. Bobby's a great coach, and I know he's coaching him up with the quarterbacks. So that kid's only going to get better and better as it goes, and he's going to be a force for us to deal with until he graduates. He's a good player. He's an even nicer kid. I talked to him a little bit after the game. I told him, I said, hopefully we'll see you guys in 4 weeks. He said, yeah, I hope so too. He goes, it doesn't get any better than this, a game like that. He's a nice kid. Those kids over at McQuaid, I know we're rivals and everything else, but they're a good bunch of kids, a good bunch of coaches, and for one week out of the year, we can get after each other, and hopefully it'll be 2 weeks this year.
Well, it's Coach Annechino. We really appreciate you taking the time this morning after a loss like that, and hope you stay dry this weekend, and hope to be talking again in about 4 weeks.
Yeah, no shot of that. I got to go out to Buff State to watch my son this afternoon.
Well, good luck to him and Buff State. Thanks, Coach Annechino.
Thank you.
All right, Steve. The mutual respect between these guys is very refreshing to see, and even we saw it last night with one of the linemen. Owen Begeman got injured from McQuaid last night. You could see the concern when Annechino standing over the young man. Was really impressive. It's really great to see the sportsmanship. It
Absolutely.
really is.
You can hear it in the voice. Both teams show tremendous respect for each other, and I think that makes this rivalry healthier. They play for the Challenge Trophy, and, times have changed, Jeff. The world's a different place, and, as Derek said, it's one football game. Hopefully there will be two this year, but to see the respect, I mean, that's good. And these are the Yankees and the Red Sox of Section 5 football. And Section
Michigan
5
and
football,
Ohio State. This is the rivalry. I know
when both of these teams are as good as they are this year, everything's better.
So here's how it went if you were watching last night. And by the way, if you do want to watch, my friends from Varsity Media, who do a tremendous production, I was just told that last night's game has now hit on YouTube 10,000 views the morning after. That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were both watching it, and even with the delay and everything, it was fantastic.
So it went 6-0 Aquinas. Will Benjamin 42-yard run. 7-6 McQuaid. Zay Collier, who was super impressive. And on that drive there was a dart. Mahar threw like a dart into double coverage on the right side. It dropped it right in there for Collier. 12-yard touchdown pass after that across the middle. Then he had a delay for about an hour because of the lightning. Come back, Maji Gibbons with an 8-yard touchdown to put Aquinas back up 12-7. Then a bad punt by the Little Irish. They had a couple bad punts that gave McQuaid some really good drive starts. We'll talk to Bobby Bates about those drive starts. And then Oberle's, who I'm just so impressed with. Sean Oberle's 17 rushes for 80 yards last night. He looks like he's built like me, Steve.
Yeah, some kind of Andrew Passero memories.
Yes, absolutely. He scores on a 5-yard run. They get the 2-point conversion. McQuaid's up 15-12, and then Aquinas comes right back. A long pass set him up to Benjamin, and then Dominic Bronco with the tying field goal, 15-all. And then there's the jump ball pass that Zay Collier picks off. They were looking deep over the middle, and he picks it off. And then not only did he get it, but Collier returns it like 51 yards and gives McQuaid another great drive start. I think it was at the Aquinas 29-yard line, and then taking him from there, that Mahar scramble did it. So back and forth. It was a great game.
Both teams answered the bell several times. They're big plays all over the field.
I think we're able now to go, yes, we are. I can see him on my screen. There he is, young No, he ain't young anymore. He's an older guy now. He's a great football coach, too. He is an Ironquoit native. Bobby Bates, the head coach of McQuaid, joins us, and we're going to try to get connected. There is the star quarterback, John Mahar, last night with the winning touchdown from McQuaid, joining us on our specialties hotline. Guys, thanks for coming on the program this morning. Congrats on a big win. The morning after, John Mahar, you watched a lot of these games. How does it feel the morning after, young man, to be the guy who scored the winning touchdown in a McQuaid Aquinas game?
Feels great. I've had a lot of texts from my family, extended family, cousins from all over the country, just text me that they watched the game and that they're so proud of me. I watched a little bit on Varsity Media last night before I went to bed, but it just feels great. It feels surreal.
John, the atmosphere last night, the clip that they showed, you said you've been looking forward to this game since 7th grade, and you got to play a big part in it last night. Just take us out to St. John Fisher and what it was like from the rain, the delay, the crowd, everything. You guys were really under the spotlight last night.
When I heard it was at St. John Fisher, I was super stoked. I was excited to play on such a big kind of arena. And that's just seeing how packed the stands were. It felt like it was a real, like, almost college game. But once you're in the game, you don't really notice it. You kind of put it behind you, and you just focus on what's in between the lines. And then as soon as the rain delay hit, we were a little bit upset, but we had to stay focused. When we came back out, we had to make sure that we maintained our aggressiveness, and I feel like we produced pretty well when we came back out.
Let's go to Coach Bobby Bates now. Bobby, were you surprised at all that Coach Antacino rolled the dice and went for two in the win after they scored that touchdown with 1 minute and 29 left to go?
Honestly, not really. It's a pressure situation. It's got a chance to win the game. Go for two. It's a regular season game. At that point, we'd been there for like 6 hours. What do you got to lose? And honestly, if the roles were reversed, I think we probably would have tried to go for 2 as well. So
was there a curfew? Was there a curfew, like 11 o'clock curfew? The announcers had talked about that.
Yeah, they were telling us that the lights were going to go off at 11 and we had to get out of there. There's like an ordinance. So, we started rolling the dice there a little bit later on in the game. Probably could have helped if I would have started running the ball a little bit more, but we were throwing it every down. So, but no, they wanted us out of there by 11.
To that end, John Mahar, 14-29 through the air, 154 yards, touchdown pass, touchdown run. John, let me ask you about Zay Collier. I from what we were here learned last night, he is the younger brother of Averin and Kevin Collier, who were stars
Churchville-Chili
a while ago. How great of a weapon is he to have at your disposal, Mr. Mahar?
He's a really special talent on all sides of the ball. You can rely on him on kickoff returns, defense, and offense. You don't see many players like that. If I ever need a quick little escape, I always look his way. He's never out of my mind in any play possible.
Bobby, when I look at last night's game, 2 words come to mind for me: resilience and respect. And both teams showed a lot of that. Your team, with the plays that it made on defense, stepped up right to the very end with the interception on the 2-point conversion. What was your post-game message to your guys, and how proud are you of what they showed last night?
Well, first of all, extremely proud of the way our guys played. Instead of talking about the post-game message, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the pregame message. And the pregame message was all about playing through chaos. And that served to be so last night, right? There was a ton of chaotic moments on both sides of the ball, chaotic moments with the lightning delay, and having to go through that adversity. And my message simply to the guys was, don't blink. Don't blink through the adversity tonight, because if you blink, you're going to miss it, and it's going to pass you by. So that was my pregame message to them. And it was overcoming that adversity and being resilient. And I thought our guys did a tremendous job of it. I'll tell you what, Aquinas' guys did a great job of it too. They fought through adversity. It was a very evenly matched game all night long. And then, the second word you say there was respect. It's funny, I've had about 3 conversations about that since last night, about how much both schools respected each other on the field, with our player getting injured, dealing with the lightning delay. We just have, going through the line at the end of the game, there was just so much respect for each other's play, talent, their school, their alumni. Everybody, this has become a game that, yes, it's a huge rivalry, but man, our coaching staffs respect each other. Our players respect each other. It's just a different feel out there right now, and I think that's something special for high school football.
Bobby, how much did the Frontier Field game that, when McQuaid won,
stop the streak, right?
Yeah. Kind of change the trajectory of the rivalry in your program?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that was a huge game. That was a fun atmosphere to be in. And that was the first game that we had won in 12 meetings. Mm-hmm. And, we needed that. We needed that as a program, because we needed our kids to understand, yes, you can play and beat this team, or, you can play with them at least. And we needed that as a program. And now I think it's a good mentality for our kids to be in. You're never out of the Aquinas game. That McQuaid Aquinas game is now it's an even matched game every time that you play it. That game just kind of, sorry about that. That game just kind of kick-started the whole deal for us. And these kids now that are seniors, right? They witnessed that a couple years ago. They were in the stands for that, so they were able to be a part of it. And now here they are on the field.
So the rivalry has started in 1964 with a 1-point win from McQuaid, just like last night, 14-13. And I actually covered a game at Fisher. I think it was a Section 5. It might have been a semifinal game. And I think Coach Zicardo was the coach of McQuaid, where McQuaid looked like they had Aquinas beat. And McQuaid lost that game. And now I feel like the McQuaid guys know that, hey, we can win these games. We're McQuaid now. And I don't know if McQuaid believed that a decade ago. John, let me ask you about just learning how to play quarterback in this system and the poise, because I've been really impressed with that. And, you threw a ball on the first touchdown drive, and again, you had short fields to work with, which is nice. But you threw one to Zay Collier that was kind of into double coverage. You dropped it right in over the right shoulder.
And also following two great guys, Hunter Walsh and Joe Parents. I mean, there's a pretty good lineage of McQuaid quarterbacks lining up right now.
So how do you learn poise, young man? How do you do that?
I mean, my parents have always told me to stay calm, cool, and collected in any situation where there's a lot of pressure. So I try to do my best with that. And then I've had as you said, I had Joe Cairns ahead of me who taught me so much. And I've had Coach Bates mentor me throughout all this, and I have Coach Lem this year. And I guess it's tough. It's hard. It's tough to be calm in that situation, but you just have to. You have to know that you have to be calm in order to come out victorious and come out on the better side of those situations.
So, Bobby, how long do you enjoy this? I know you have Pittsford in the regular season finale. They're 5-2, a good record, and then a possibility of a rematch in 4 weeks. I mean, what's the mindset this morning, and as you get into preparation for the regular season finale and then sectionals?
I walked out of the office last night at about 1:45 in the morning, and shook the coach's hand and said, "Great job, on to Pittsford." And that's about how long it lasts right there. So you get up this morning, it's a great feeling, and you're very proud of your kids. You're proud of the way they played, proud of the way they were resilient. We ended up giving them the day off. We usually don't give Saturday mornings after a game off, but we gave them the day off. It was a mentally exhausting week. It was a long night last night. I think the rest will be more beneficial for us than getting into the weight room this morning. And then, coaches will meet tomorrow, and we'll get back with the kids on Monday, and we'll go through our normal progression of the week, and then we keep rocking and rolling. And we're going into week 8, which by the way is great that we have 8 weeks of football, regular season football in AA. And then we hit sectionals, man, and you're 0-0 at that point. So it's anybody's ball game. Anything can happen in sectionals. You got to get ready to roll. You got to be playing your best football. We always talk about being on the climb, and we don't want to be playing our best football right now in week 7. We want to be playing our best football, early November and through Thanksgiving. That's when we want to be playing our best football.
Well, thanks for coming on our program this morning, guys. He is the product of some good football men named Bates that came before him. And Bobby, I know you got the whole thing working really well at McQuaid. Congrats to the Knights on a big win. Thanks for coming on, Bobby.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
John Mahar, well done, young man. Thanks for coming on our program, and maybe we'll see you guys to preview a big game in a few weeks.
Thank you so much for having me. It was awesome.
All right, John Mahar and Bobby Bates, McQuaid football, 2 times in a row now, Section 5 champs, right?
They're going for the hat trick.
The charmed year. It was a great atmosphere, great thing. It's our Pittsford Pub game of the week. Thanks to the pub for sponsoring us. And I know because of the late thing, there probably wasn't a lot of activity of people going over to the pub last night after leaving St. John Fisher. But that game ended around 11 o'clock last night, which is late.
It was, and Bobby said it was mentally exhausting on both sides. I know that we're doing show prep at that time, and it kind of all revolved around that game and things finishing up. And hey, it lived up to the hype. And like I said earlier, when the Yankees and the Red Sox or Michigan and Ohio State are undefeated like that, everybody's better. Now we have a few games were postponed last night, and they're going to be played today. We're not going to tell you about all of them, but there's some key ones. One was Canandaigua and East at East was postponed. That's moved till 3 o'clock. Canandaigua comes in 6-0, East 5-1. So they've played in the sectional finals a couple times, so that should be a great matchup. And then one that we've got our eye on too, Wayne coach Dave Marine did a fantastic job last night on the commentary for McQuaid and Aquinas. His Wayne Eagles will travel to East Rochester to face Brian Tarango and the Bombers tonight at 7 o'clock. And those are 2 teams that are, one is in Class B, Wayne, one is in Class C, and the result of that game could really impact both of those brackets as we head into, as Coach Bates said, Week 8.
There was another AA game last night. Pittsford beat up Fairport pretty
Actually,
good.
Thursday night.
I beg your pardon. Thursday night, and then the Brighton game also was Thursday night too, right?
Brighton, congrats to Coach Leanne and the Bruins. Almost did it there, Jeff.
Kind of did it.
7-0, undefeated regular season, first one since 1999.
35-24 over Gates. Pittsford was 38-14 over Fairport. Caleb Lewis, school record 328 passing yards.
Correct, yep.
For the Panthers.
There's been some good quarterbacks at Pittsford. Coach Molinovich he likes the ground and pound, but he was pretty happy that his quarterback had a great night.
And last night, Webster Thomas went to Irondequoit in a game that kind of decided who's going to be the 3-4 for sectionals, and Thomas wins 21-0. They called the game during the lightning delay. I could tell you there was going to be a comeback by the Eagles, but so now Irondequoit will go to Thomas next week to open up sectionals.
Right, and a lot of that going on.
And Batavia picked up a good game too, didn't they?
They did, and they not originally scheduled 25-21 win over Clymer, Peru, and Sherman out of Section 6. Blue Devils bounced back after that great game with HFL a week ago Friday.
And HFL wins by forfeit last night over Geneva.
With Geneva, right. There were a couple forfeits this week. I think teams and athletic directors are doing two things, keeping everybody safe, and then there's a couple teams that have been banged up with injuries, and you get to this time of year, and sometimes it's not safe to put teams on the field looking big picture.
Why don't we take our first break, come back, we're going to tell you more about our athletes of the week, and then we're going to keep rolling right on here. You're watching the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show on Rock Sports Now.
Looking for a used truck? Can you find one out of 350? At BobJohnsonAutoGroup.com, you'll find one. Love SUVs? 800 are waiting for you to take one home at BobJohnsonAutoGroup.com. Add 350 pre-owned sedans, and you've got a total of 1,500 used vehicles only at BobJohnsonAutoGroup.com.
Bob Johnson's got you right. Bob Johnson.
While we celebrate 140 years of serving our community, the kind of delicious joy that lasts a lifetime, we look forward to serving you for 140 more. With hardworking, wholehearted, passionate people who will help shape new memories for generations to come.
When it comes to workers' comp, things can change quickly. The only way to make sure your rights are protected is to have a trusted, committed attorney on your side.
An attorney who has devoted their career to helping injured workers.
Someone to fight for the money and medical benefits you deserve.
The only person on your side
is the attorney at your side.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
The best three things here at McQuaid are definitely the sports, the brotherhood, and the service to community. I think that's a really big, important thing that McQuaid stresses, which is part of creating a better and great man. You definitely feel a connection with your fellow students here. It's being all guy school. You're able to relate to each other on a personal level, and everyone's very welcoming here with open arms and willing to be your friend.
Local McDonald's operators care about our local schools, teams, and student athletes. That's why they support the return of high school athletics in the Rochester area and around the state. See you before or after the big game at McDonald's. Welcome back, Section 5. Game on!
In these challenging times, our dedicated team at American Custom continues to provide top-quality installations to every customer. With guidelines and restrictions changing daily, we apply attention to every detail. You can trust our team to make sure the job is done right.
Welcome back to the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. Jeff DiVeronica here. Steve Bradley there. Hi, Steve.
Hi.
It's our awards segment where we hand out our Bob Johnson Auto Athletes of the Week, and we tell a little bit about our G&G Fitness Coach of the Week. Steve, why don't we start out with our Girls Athlete of the Week, and she's had a big week.
Yeah, Eleanor Martins, a field hockey player from Pittsford Mendon. 4-goal week as the Vikings improved to 13-1-1. Martin scored twice in a 4-0 win over Brighton on Saturday, added a goal win over Hilton on Wednesday, and then scored again in a 5-0 triumph over Webster Schrader on Friday. So congratulations to Eleanor Martins, our Bob Johnson Auto Group Girls Athlete of the Week.
On the boys' side, we are going to go with a player, the highest scoring player in Section 5. He's also on the only unbeaten team in Section 5 in boys soccer, the Bath Haverling Rams. They are 16-0, and senior forward Kiefer Calkins had himself a season in 1 week. He had 2 goals and 3 assists in a 6-0 win over Wellsville, a hat trick in a 5-0 win over Letchworth Warsaw, and 4 more markers in a 5-0 win over Leroy. He also has 9 assists this year and 37 goals. The Rams are 16-0. They've outscored foes 84-3. That must get a little boring, no, Steve?
Coach Hill down there is always building, though. That's a great program, great tradition. We heard both Coach Bates and Coach Annechino say they had higher goals, want to be playing their best football in November. No doubt the Haverling Rams want to be playing their best soccer in November.
So congrats to Kiefer Calkins from Bath and Eleanor Martins from Pittsford Mendon. They are Bob Johnson Auto Athletes of the Week. The BobJohnsonAutoGroup.com. Check that out online. BobJohnsonAutoGroup.com. So many vehicles to choose from, so please support them, because Bob Johnson supports local high school sports. We usually tell you about our G&G Fitness Coach of the Week during this segment, and we're going to tell you about G&G Fitness. You need equipment, you need to change your life, check it out right there, livefit.com. They can help you get what you need to live a healthier lifestyle. And I know at least in West Veronica where I work, October is Wellness Month, Steve Bradley.
Across the board, I think.
But you're going to hear from our G&G Fitness Coach of the Week in our next segment. So let's head to break. And as we do that, I want to tell you about my friends from Bath Fitter, who can remake your bathroom in 1 day. The holidays are coming up. Have Bath Fitter come in. Get on their schedule, folks. They can remake your bathroom in 1 day. So all those guests for Thanksgiving and Christmas have a great place to pamper themselves in your bathroom, which sounds a little weird. So 617-0007. Check them out online, too. BathFitter.com. We appreciate the support from local companies, so check them out, BathFitter.com. We'll take our next break, come back and talk a little girls golf with 2-time Section 5 champion Julia Zigrossi and the head coach of the Monarchs of Mercy, Julie Odenbach. You're watching the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show on Rock Sports Now.
I'm a biomedical sciences major. My goal is to one day open up my own pediatric office. I want to create an environment almost similar to the environment that Roberts creates for me. I want them to walk into the doctor's office and feel love. When I got here, I was just like, yeah, this is home. This is where I need to be. Be prepared for an adventure, be prepared for a journey, and enjoy the journey.
Started on the spot cleaners in 2001. I saw that my kids were crawling on the carpets and I thought, what is in these carpets? Later that year in the fall, I started to notice my daughter's allergies peak. After some allergy testing, we realized there'd be a benefit to having our ducts cleaned. As a business owner, we took the certification necessary, performed the service in our home, and immediately saw results and thought this is going to be fantastic for our business and our customers. The duct cleaning process uses a HEPA filtration vacuum that will draw air through the ductwork. We have truck-mounted air compressors that blow whips and rods through the ductwork to move and dislodge the debris. We apply an antimicrobial treatment for odor and bacteria when we're completed. We protect your furnace with zone bags so that way no debris will fall over the furnace heat exchangers. The benefits of air duct cleaning is pretty simple. Your indoor air quality traps a lot of dust and allergens. Once we're done with the cleaning, you have a cleaner, fresher home.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do. Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rollers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
The College Dollar is a local company that gives parents the information they need to help their children make good decisions about their college choice. With more than 10 years of experience, the College Dollar has been helping families understand the complexities of paying for college without overwhelming debt and what to do when it's time to pay back college loans. With college debt reaching $1.85 trillion, everyone needs help. Visit thecollegedollar.com and connect for a free 15-minute conversation about saving you college dollars. And consider attending one of their upcoming seminars to hear the inside scoop on scholarships, grants, and loans.
Baby, sweet baby, oh baby,
Welcome back to the Collins and Ferris High School Sports Show. I'm Jeff DiVeronica. He's Steve Bradley. Welcoming now on our Specialties Skype hotline. Remember, Specialties, great company down in Geneseo. We got to get ourselves some quarter zips with some Collins and Ferris Show logos on them, Steve. But they can put your logo on a hat, a drawstring bag, anything you want. Just give them a call. Hit them up online, specialties1.com. You can see right there on the screen there. But you also can see two smiling faces. They are first the head coach of the Mercy girls golf team, Julie Odenbach, and also the two-time now defending champion in Section 5 girls golf. Her name is Julia Zigrossi. Ladies, welcome to the show. Julia, congratulations on repeating. You were, runner-up as a freshman, champion as a sophomore, and now you repeat. Was it tougher to win the first time or to repeat? Or maybe neither because you just smoked the field again?
13 shots she won by. We're not going to bury the lead this time.
Was it tougher to be the champion going in like that or no?
I would say it put a little extra pressure on it, but I kind of felt it was just the same as the last time. Still want to come in and win, so yeah, not too much of a difference.
So 19 shots she won by last year and 13 shots this year.
Just a dominant performance.
What happened? Only 13 shots. I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Steve. Don't bury the lead because this is great.
Julia, everybody, you've been on the radar for a while, but looking at your scorecard, double bogey on 1, bogey on 2, double bogey on 3. You're 5 over after 3 holes. Mentally, did that challenge you, and what did it take to get your game back? Because you ended up 39 on the front, which is not bad, and then 78 for the round.
Yeah, so kind of the double bogey on 1, I was like, okay, I can kind of let this go, and then bogey on 2, I feel like a lot of players bogey that a lot. It's not really, you would think it's an easy par 3, but it's really not, just because of the green. And then the third hole is actually, for me, a very short par 5. So double bogeying that was pretty frustrating just because I feel like a birdie is kind of a par in that sense. So it really felt like a triple, but I kind of just had to reset. One of our assistant coaches, Coach Sherry, she was actually the marker of my group, and she just gave me a really good pep talk and was like, listen, I know who you are as a player, and just you can turn it around from here. And she kind of just inspired me, and I got it together for the rest of the round and just tried to let go of it as soon as it happened.
Julie Odenbach, what did you think when you saw those scores?
I thought they were making a mistake on the input. I was talking to one of the other coaches, and I'm like, yeah, that's got to be a mistake. She's not 5 over after 3 holes. She's never done that. She's the first player I've ever had that came in with a plus handicap, and the first round at Greystone, she was 2 under par. So I'm like, yeah, that's not it.
So, Julie, you've been around since the inception of Section 5 girls golf. 22 years as a coach at Mercy. A lot of great players have come through. You've seen them all. What makes Julia such a special player?
If you really look at Julia's game, she's got every part of it. The only putt she ever missed was one she rushed. I've never seen anyone read the greens as well as she does. She comes prepared, and she's just got every part of the game. She's very calm out there, too. Can I tell the story about you, what was it, the first sectionals you were in when you kind of sliced a ball way out of, what was it? It was like rain. Oh, your club went out of your hand.
Oh,
yeah. It was raining. Yeah. And I think the club went farther than the ball.
Yeah.
She was borderline meltdown, but we got her through it. So. And she wasn't even my player then.
What do you do to calm yourself down, Julia? And then we'll start talking about all the birdies and eagles and all that stuff instead of the bogeys and double bogeys. But a lot of golf is just being able to put that last shot behind you. But what do you do? How do you get past it?
Yeah, I've definitely gotten a lot better at it in the last couple of years than I have. I struggled with that a lot. I think kind of the mental game has just gotten so much better, which helps the rest of your game. I kind of just try to forget about it the best that I can because, I mean, after you hit it, you can't really do anything about it. So kind of just almost why worry about it when you have another shot in front of you. So just focus on that, kind of like what Jordan Spieth does. He's always like, oh, I snap hooked it, but I'm going to stick it close for the next one. So kind of just that mentality.
So a testament to Julia's resilience, too. The next day, she eagled that same hole that she double bogeyed, so a 4-shot swing on that third hole. And she also had another eagle on the 9th hole in the first round. So, Julia, those eagles, are they a commonplace for you, or are they rare?
The one on the second day, I had an 8-iron into the par 5, so, and I was left about 20 feet, so that one I didn't think that wasn't a huge stretch of an eagle, I would say, but on hole 9, I hit driver 3-wood to 6 inches.
Oh.
And, yeah, I've hit good 3-woods, but I don't think I've ever hit a better 3-wood than that. So that was really nice, especially after the frustrating start to go from 5 over to end the front 9 at 3 over. I was like, okay, this is okay. We can get through it. 3 over is not the end of the world. It's not great, but it was pretty good considering I started 5 over.
And when you hit that shot, did you know you were back?
No. I did not look at the live scoring until like maybe the 14th hole the first day, just because I don't really like looking. I think I might have said that before, just because, I don't know, I feel like it definitely can mess me up easily because as much as you want to win and you want to play well, it's kind of just you and the golf course. And when you're focusing on other people, it kind of just has too many things getting thrown at you at once to focus on what you need to do.
Well, last year you had a 9-shot lead. You did say that you did find out before the second round that you had a big lead. This year you had, was it a 5-shot lead? And did you know when you teed it up on day 2 that you were ahead by 5 strokes?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So you keep talking about not wanting to know the score, but you seem to always know the score, Julia.
I do at the end, and then the beginning of the second day.
I always keep score. Always. Even if I'm playing with my daughter who's 8 years old, and I don't care if it's tiddlywinks, I keep score.
So, Jeff, too, Mercy, 3rd straight team championship. Julie, what makes your team so special, and who are some of the other players along with Julia that carried you to that title?
Well, I got to tell you, they keep changing every year. So we had we had 14 seniors graduate last year. We obviously didn't have Julia at that point, but these girls develop, and by the time they're juniors, seniors, they're great. But we actually have a lot of young ones right now. We also have, right behind Julia, was Sophia Salura. She's starting to hit her prime and is only getting better all the time. And then Marissa Ikas, her sister Michaela was on the state team last year, and she finally decided to practice a bit more this year and now came in 3rd for our team. So the team's just been working hard, and they really wanted it, and especially with Julia coming to us, they just wanted to be there for her too.
And then Riley Stuver came in at tie for 8th, so you had 4 of the top 8 golfers with the Monarchs. So congratulations to you.
Thank you. I also coach Aquinas, so I coach Emily at Aquinas. So
What have you seen? I mean, you've been a leader in the Section 5 golf coaches here and a coordinator for more than a dozen years. How much have you seen the girls improve in the last dozen years compared to when you first started? And why? I guess why. And why.
The first year, I remember playing Fairport, and it took 3 hours to play 5 holes. So we've come a long way.
But what's changed?
Really long ways.
What's changed? Is it just individual work by the girls off season, or?
I think the coaches and I think the girls are starting to, they've over the years realized that it really is a sport for a female. I get girls coming back all the time now and saying how many doors have opened up for them in their careers in life just because they know golf. One's a lawyer in New York City, and she says they ask me to play golf every day, or once a week at least, because they know I'm a female that plays golf. Another one's in sales, and she says, I just walk in, say, hey, you play golf? Let's go play. So it's really interesting to see how many doors opened up. Not many have been to Julia's ability, though. Julia actually is far, I don't even know how to say, you're just great. She's so consistent with everything she does. Julia's got enough to go and make a pro career out of it. And we haven't had many I could say that about.
Wow, Julia, you're a junior now, and I think we would be kind of shirking our duties if we didn't ask where you were in terms of the figuring out what's next in terms of college and the college
They
search.
can contact. When we talked last year, they couldn't contact you until this past June. Every day?
Trying to, just because your junior year is kind of more of an intro year, so just trying to get myself out there the best that I can. So just got to keep playing well. Hopefully something good will happen soon. But
Well,
I don't know when I know.
I think a state championship will look good on your resume, and hopefully that's going to come back this spring. How disappointed were you that didn't happen last spring?
Yeah, I mean, 2 years in a row is kind of just really unfortunate because of COVID. I mean, States is always, I mean, I've played in it twice, but States has been probably one of my top 3 favorite events that I've played in every single year, just because the atmosphere. And then 2 years ago when it was at home, it was just like so great to have everybody there and supporting. And I don't know, last year I felt good about where I was at. I was really excited, and I think this year I feel like I could play well and honestly have a shot at it, just because I think that realistically I could do it. So that'd be really cool if we could bring home a state championship to Section 5. So I'd love to do that.
For sure. Christine Schmidt, of course, the only Section 5 player to win a state title.
Who was she coached by?
I think it would be the person who we have a surprise for.
So, in addition to wanting to have Julia come on to celebrate her championship, we wanted to have Coach Odenbach on to tell her she is our G&G Fitness Coach of the Week, because she is a coach who makes the difference in lives of young people. So, congratulations. We do that, and you've done it for so long, and so many young people have been influenced by you, Julie. You lead with grace in class, and we appreciate, I know when we worked for the DNC, all the legwork you would do to help us get the right players showcased in the newspaper, and even just get the scores into the newspaper. So we certainly appreciated that, and we appreciate you keep on doing it. How much longer does Julie Odenbach keep coaching?
until I can't. I love it.
Wow.
I just love working with the girls. I love doing their college letters. I've gotten, so the college coaches know me, and I won't write a letter unless I feel the girls will place there. I've written several for Julia, and the college coaches respond. They know I won't put a girl where they don't belong. So,
and Jeff, Julie just such an ambassador for the sport. I mean, when we talked about this choice was a slam dunk this week.
Yeah,
thank you.
Steve said we should make her Coach of the Week, and he's like, has she won before? And I'm like, no, she hasn't. What the heck have I been thinking the last few years? So, Julia, let me ask you about Coach Odenbach. What's she like?
I mean, I think that from 7th grade, she's always been just rooting for me, always in my corner. I remember I made states when I was in 7th grade, and I just remember her saying she'll be here for a while, and that kind of stuck with me because I mean, everything was so new, so all the people were new to me, and Coach O just always held her hand out for me, always wanted me to do well, and I just really appreciated that so much. And then being able to play for her is just like, I mean, obviously I do love the Spencer team and every single one of them, like, are very close to my heart. I love Mr. Moon with all my heart. I have a very special relationship with him, but I also just appreciate so much all the things that Coach O has done for me, because to me it's just more than golf, and I just could not thank her enough.
Well,
So-
I got to give kudos to Coach Moon too, because he's the one that developed you for 4 years,
Yeah.
and it's been nice to share you with me.
Yeah.
So, Julia, real quick offbeat question here. Same school clothes every day. Thumbs up, thumbs down, or in the middle? We're not sure yet. Still pretty new, right?
Yeah, but I actually really like it.
Takes less time to decide in the morning, right?
No
it's very
decisions.
easy. Yeah.
And I didn't ask you this last fall, and I want to ask you now. Who's your favorite player? Who do you like to watch play golf on television? Man or woman?
Definitely, I like Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth. I think they're so cool. I don't know. There's something about both of them that I just really like. And for the women, definitely Nelly Korda. She's so, she's the best at it, and she's just a great role model for girl golfers, and can't get better than Nelly. So, yeah.
Well, congratulations on all your success, and congratulations to you, Coach Odenbach, for winning our award.
Oh.
Julia, same time next year, or no, let's do this. Let's talk in June after you win states, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Julie Odenbach from Mercy, the coach, and the star player now of the Monarchs, Julia Zigrossi. Thanks for being on our show.
Thank you for having us.
We'll take another break. Come back. You're watching the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show on Rock Sports now.
You know, whether you come here as a 6th grader or a 9th grader, you have to spend your 4, 5, 6 years here and just get involved in so many different things. And then you're going to go out and set fire on the earth. When you get through McQuaid Jesuit, you're not going to fail when you get out in the world.
Tell you about my friends at Bath Fitter. 30 years across the country they've been doing this stuff. 20 plus years in Rochester. You don't have that kind of longevity without treating your customers right, doing great quality work. Please check them out online, bathfitter.com. Call the local office at 617-0007. It's Bath Fitter Rochester. Don't be a DIY diva and try to do it yourself. Don't screw it up. Let the pros do it. Remodel with confidence. Remodel with Bath Fitter. And please tell them you heard about it right here from Jeff DiVeronica on the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. We're brought to you by Salvador's Pizza.
There are plenty of professional sports teams in Rochester, but there's also a lot of great high school sports action in each town in our area. When's the last time you checked out a high school game? Section 5 sports are about more than just wins and losses. They're about teaching teamwork, dedication, and discipline. So support the kids who play for your school. Get out and watch a high school game today. For more information, including schedules, rosters, and stats, visit section5.org. That's sectionv.org. Brought to you by the Monroe County League and Section 5.
In doing the work you do, if you're hurt, we'll help you through.
Don't be fooled. Video hearings are as critical as appearing in person.
Make sure your rights are protected.
Your employer has trained specialists on their side.
And the judges work for New York State.
The only person on your side
is the attorney at your side.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
Get in the game at Rochester Regional Health Total Sports Experience. TSC micro programs are a jump start to an active lifestyle. Programs start at age 2, where kids learn the fundamentals of team sports in a fun and friendly environment. Celebrate a birthday or special occasion with the whole team. Our event staff can coordinate a super fun day, from gameplay to party room. Book it today. Adult leagues and tournaments are offered in soccer, lacrosse, and more. 2 Rochester locations. Visit totalsports-experience.com.
Local McDonald's operators care about our local schools, teams, and student athletes. That's why they support the return of high school athletics in the Rochester area and around the state. See you before or after the big game at McDonald's. Welcome back, Section 5. Game on!
Welcome back to the Cons and Ferris High School Sports Show. Jeff DiVeronica and Steve Bradley. Heading back out to the west side, Steve Bradley. West side, best side. That's what they say.
They do.
They do say that. Churchville-Chili boys soccer coach John Mahoney. You see him there in a fantastic jersey. That would look nice on me, Coach. And also join us, senior forward Gaven Egan, right here on our specialties hotline. Remember, specialties, great company, John and Geneseo. You need to outfit your team. Look them up, specialties1.com. Hi, Gaven. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. The last loss, I don't want to start with a bummer, but it's been a while since the Saints have lost a match. They lost back-to-back matches a long time ago, September 10th. They are on a roll, unbeaten in the last 11 going into sectional. Steve Bradley, they are the Monroe County Division II champs, 11-2-2 overall. It's 8-1-1 in the league. John Mahoney, the coach, I think he took over in 2010, John. Does that sound right? 11-10, somewhere around there? Yeah, and you guys are trying to make some history this year. The last title for the Saints, 1990. You're going to be a contender in Section 5, along with Sutherland and Arcadia and Brighton and Wayne. John Mahoney, as we get ready to start the postseason, how loaded is your field for sectionals?
We have a gauntlet to go through with 17 teams, and when you look down through it, you named some of them, and I think that there are a top 3 or 4, 5 teams there, but everybody all the way down to, we just played Thomas recently, and they're a 3-win team, and they gave us trouble. I think the tough thing, if you look at our class, all the teams have played in a lot of 2-1 games this year. It's not been that year where there's blowouts all over the place. We're in tight games. Every team in that field is in 2-1, 3-2 games instead of the traditional, like you have those dominating teams just putting numbers up like we did maybe in 2018. You just don't have that this year. It's going to be close this year, and I think there's a lot of teams that could win it this year.
So, Gavin, your team has won 6 games. 6 of your 10 wins are by 1 goal. So has that given you and your teammates confidence going into sectionals, knowing that you can perform well under pressure?
Yeah, definitely. A huge part of the way we play is we don't want to concede any goals, and we've done pretty good at keeping teams out of our goal. And we've just been saying all year, if we defend well, then the goals will come for us, and we'll win games. So, yeah, it's been going good.
Gavin, you have a terrific season, 9 goals, 3 assists. You've been such a leader on and off the field for this group. What you got? I think you got 9 seniors on this team. How much are you looking forward to? I guess try. I mean, do you guys talk about the history of the program? Churchville's. I'd forgotten this. Churchville-Chili has won 6 titles, but the last one was 1990. Mahoney was a young guy back then. Do you guys talk much about? You guys are trying to make some history, or is that something you guys kind of just don't really bring up a lot, Gavin?
It's definitely always in the back of our minds that. Obviously, we won the division. That's a big accomplishment, but obviously we want to go and win the section. So, yeah, it's always there, but we've been taking it game by game because every game's been close. So, yeah, we've been taking it game by game, and hopefully we can win sectionals this year.
John, looking at the stat sheet, Gavin leads you with 9 goals, 3 assists, and then you've got Nick Rippey with 14 assists. Seems to be quite a playmaker. What did those two...
It's a pretty good name for a soccer player, right? Rippey?
Rippey, yeah. But you've got those 2 guys creating the offense. What are the strengths of their games?
They're 2 of the more tactically aware players I've ever had. They're both younger players of guys playing at Naz and Brockport right now. And they're just, again, their soccer IQ is really next to none that I've ever coached. I'm able to talk out tactics with them. They understand. They really are 2 coaches on the field. They're good kids. They're not those guys yelling at their teammates or demanding the ball and saying it's me. They're just really there to help their teammates. So I think those stats don't even tell half the story of who they are. They're just great kids. All their teachers love them. They work hard on and off the field, and they're just good teammates. And that just along with the soccer IQ and the stats that they bring.
Coach, you said that in our pre-interview, you and I talked about how, and I noted that you guys are solid defensively, and you've learned how to win the close ones and the ties. 2 losses, 2 ties, and then 11 wins. But you said you're really happy with the veterans you have on this throughout the whole field. Who are some of the other guys that are really defensive leaders for you that really take shape here in those tight matches?
Our 2 center backs, Cam Burke and Elijah Bailey, are just phenomenal. They just one's super fast, strong, and smart. The other one's tactically just understands soccer and has started with us as a freshman last year. Actually started in the back. And then we have what you would call an immovable force in Brett Seaman at the kind of holding mid role that everybody knows Gavin and Nick and what they do, but I've had many coaches say that Brett is just as much a bear to handle because you just can't get through him. So that I think those 3 in the center of the park between the 2 center backs and the holding mid just make everything else work. It allows our outside backs to get forward at times. It allows the Nick and Gavin to be creative like they are. And then we have even a lot of guys up top who really work hard. It may not be big goal scorers, but their work rate is helping the team to do what the team does.
So, Gavin, you're 11-game unbeaten streak going into sectionals. Coach has mentioned that no opponent can be taken for granted. It's going to be, probably 4 tough games. What's your message as a leader on this team to your teammates about, hanging in there and doing what needs to be done to take your goals? To achieve your goals? What's the approach heading into sectionals?
Just focus on the game that's right in front of us. Don't focus on a game that could be 2 ahead. Just the game that's right in front of us, and just go out, play hard every minute like we've been doing the whole season. Really just stick to our game plan. Go out, play hard, and just focus on what's right in front of us and take it game by game.
Coach, tell me about this young man. What makes him such a special player for you?
He's been a 4-year player for me, and again, his stats tonight tell the story. I remember a guy a few years back that you'll remember, Hunter, over at Fairport, his stats didn't tell a story. Gavin is in the middle of the park doing all the work. So again, 9 goals as a central midfielder. It's not the story. He is the cog in our machine. He's just creative. The ball sticks to his foot, and it's just so hard to take the ball away from him. And he's a gifted dribbler. He reminds me, honestly, of an Andre Iniesta type from Spain, Barcelona, those type of players. He's just gifted with the ball on his feet and also understands the other side of the game, which most players don't have the ball at their feet most of the game. So what do you do off the ball? And he just understands where to be. Again, talks to his teammates. And again, the guys just love him.
And you need those kind of players in the postseason, Steve Bradley. Things tighten up. Some coaches want to park the bus and play defensive. You need those big-time players, big, strong guys that can hold their own, and Gavin's one of those guys. Gavin, Child Youth Soccer is such a big thing, little guy soccer. It has been for decades. Are you one of those guys that's been playing soccer since it's just at such a young age? And is this your sport, or do you play other sports too?
I've been playing soccer for as long as I can remember. Back in middle school, I played hockey for a while too, and then I think it was my first year of high school I stopped and just started to focus on soccer because it really became a lot. But I've been playing soccer for as long as I can remember.
Well, we wish you and the Saints the best of luck. Coach Mahoney, thanks for making some time this morning. We appreciate it, and good luck trying to make some history, young man. We used to be young when I met you, John, but now we're both not young anymore, are we? Thanks.
True story. Very true story.
True story.
Thank you.
Yeah, he didn't want to comment on that at all. Gavin, thanks a lot. Good luck to you, young man.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, that's another wrap. It's the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. Appreciate our producer, Joe Brott, getting us up and rolling here today. Best of luck with the rest of the weekend to all you folks out there and our viewing audience. Steve, well done, sir.
Thank you. And next weekend we'll be talking playoff football. Class A sectionals will be underway, as will soccer.
Playoff football and a special initiative we want you in our viewing audience to make a part of your autumn and your Thanksgiving. We're going to be talking with Karen and Gerard Iglesia about their adoptive family program. So make sure you check that out next week right here on the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. Thanks for watching us, folks. Have yourself a great weekend. We'll see you right back here next week.